Hey folks, happy Friday to you. I hope you're safe and well wherever you are. Okay, I have another extra credit assignment for you. This one is on the topic of success and failure. So as we have been considering in various places in the class, in the conversation in the class, conditioned mind is made up of pairs of opposites. The most fundamental pairs of opposites, I think, are good and bad and right and wrong. And then there's others too that get tied into that. But those are the ones that everything else is standing on top of. And so conditioned mind is working to keep us on one side or the other of that. And it doesn't really matter which one it is. As long as we're on a side and we're not in the place of transcendence and clarity that's in between the pairs of opposites and kind of above the pairs of opposites, then we're safely in conditioned mind. So it's always trying to get us to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's like, I'm a bad person. No, I'm a good person and better than everybody. No, I'm a bad person. No, I'm a good person. I'm the right person. No, I'm the wrong person. No, I'm the right person. No, I'm the wrong person. Or it could be outward too. It's like that person is the right person. That person is the wrong person. So it's dividing everything up into two. And then, what we're supposed to do if we're not bringing awareness and consciousness to these processes, we're supposed to just go back and forth, trying to, figure out which one is real without really getting it that neither one of them is real. They both are the same thing, essentially. Those are both postures that we're getting stuck in within conditioned mind that have no inherent reality to them all. There's no such thing as good and bad or right and wrong, but we're taught to believe in that. And the reason for that is so that that helps us to stay inside the conditioned system in order to survive. Okay, so a duality that I want to look at today is success and failure. And I want to look at it because this is very much a part, I think, of compassionate self-discipline. And it's also a place where we tend to suffer a lot. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You're going to need pen and paper for this. If you don't have pen and paper, you might want to go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and get it. But anyway, so you're gonna need pen and paper for this. I'm going to, as I've done before, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'll ask the question, then if you can pause the video, and take whatever time you want and need to answer that question, and then come back to the video and get the next question. Okay? All right. So here's the first question I'd like for you to consider. What is failure? I'm putting failure in quotes. What is failure? And I'm asking this in the same spirit that I've been asking other kinds of questions in the daily prompts that I've been sending out, like what is wanting or what is attachment? So this is not, I'm not asking this so you can come up with an intellectual sort of framework for that or to justify the concept in any way. What I want you to do is look into your experience. What is this thing that we call failure in your experience? How is it created and maintained in your mind? What actually is it? What is it made of? Okay? So that's your first question. So go ahead and pause the video and do some journaling about that, and then whenever you're ready, come back. Okay, here's the next question. So what is your relationship with this thing that we call failure? Are you afraid of it? What do you do in order to avoid failure? Assuming you do things to avoid failure. Most of us do. What do you do to avoid failure? So what is your relationship with it? How do you relate to that? There's this thing that we're calling failure that is in your mind, I would imagine. What is your relationship with that? Are you afraid of it? What do you do to avoid an experience of failure? Okay, and then the next question is, what do you believe will happen if you fail? And really look deeply at this, because a lot of times we're holding on to what, from an adult perspective, appear to be completely irrational beliefs about these sorts of things, but we believe them nevertheless. Because we take on the beliefs that we hold about these kind of things when we're little kids, and I think all of us in various ways are holding on to these old beliefs that we took on as children. So look, really look into that, even if, and see what you can see, even if what you're seeing feels like absurd or irrational. So what do you believe? What do you believe will happen if you fail? Okay, very good. Here's your next question. What is success? In the same way that you looked at failure, what is that? What actually is it? What's it made of? Okay, next question. Is there more than one kind of success? Is there a centered form of success and a conditioned form of success? What do you see when you consider that possibility? Next question. What is your relationship with success? Whichever form, or maybe with both, whether it's success with the quotes or success without the quotes. What is your relationship with success? Do you strive for it? Do you seek it? Or, this one is interesting, are you afraid of it? Is there any place where you're afraid of success? That came up in the class one time already. A fear of success. Do you have a fear of success in any places? What do you do to seek success and attain success? And do you do anything to avoid success? We don't normally think about that. It's easy to think about avoiding failure. I mean, that's very common, but to avoid success is a little bit more radical. So do you do anything to avoid success? Okay, next question. What do you believe will happen if you succeed? Again, look for beliefs that come out of your really long time ago, out of your childhood. What do you believe will happen if you succeed? Okay, and I have one more question. And this is one either to answer now, or maybe to answer now as best you can, but it also, I think, would be a good one to hold in your awareness and take forward out of this experience you're having with this video into your day, maybe into your whole week, the next number of days. So, as I was saying earlier, conditioned mind has us on one side or the other of a duality continually. That's what it's trying to do. But there is this place in the middle. Buddhism is often talked about as the middle way. There is this place in the middle. I like to think of it it's in the middle, but not on the same level as the duality. It's in the middle, but transcends it, or is above it, or is more expansive, or there's more clarity in it. Okay? So it's not in conditioning, in other words. It's above the conditioning. So in terms of success and failure, so if that's your duality, what's in the middle? What is the place that transcends those notions? Okay? And how does that, whatever that is, how does that apply to self-discipline? So what is the middle way here between success and failure that is above the notions of success and failure? What is that actually like experientially? And how, whatever that is, how does that apply to self-discipline? Okay, very good. So take whatever time you want and need with that. And then I would love, of course, to hear what you see in the class and or in group on Sunday. And and we'll talk about it. We'll see what's coming up. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for your practice and for participating in this way and giving yourself this opportunity. Take care. Be well. I'll see you in the class.